So flowers have a lot of different meanings in Himalayan art, and they're not really or generally taught on their own. They're really bundled with the three main subjects of art: history, iconography, and religious context, because flowers have different meanings and different connotations under these three general subjects. Now, for art history, the study of flowers is actually essential. The study of flowers helps us to identify style, period, and region. So it's very important to learn early on to often, especially with sculpture, to look at the flower base or the lotus base of a sculpture. Look at that first. And then that will often tell you right away whether it's Indian, Kashmiri, Nepalese, Tibetan, Chinese, or Mongolian. So the approach that has to be taken here is to probably look at Swat Valley, modern day Pakistan, Pala, India, from the Gangetic Plain, and then Kashmiri sculpture, which is also based on Swat, but later period. And look at the relative simplicity of the petals of the lotus seat. And it doesn't matter if it's a single horizontal or sort of row of petals, or whether it's double. It's one row of petals facing down on the bottom, and then above that another row of petals, and they're facing up. Whether it's single or double doesn't matter. What's important here is to look at the general simplicity of the design. You can get a little bit more complexity with certain Pala Indian sculpture, but once you spend more time with it, then you will see that it is not actually that much more ornate. It's just a few more lines might be added. Now, to look at petals for sculpture, Swat Valley, Pala, and Kashmir is great. Now, for painting, we can actually compare the Pulpung style of painting from East Tibet from the 18th century. We can compare it a little bit to Swat, Pala, and Kashmir, because in the painting style of the Pulpung monastery, the petals are relatively simple. Often they're of a solid color, and each petal is uniform. Often there's only one layer. It's not two layers of a lotus seat. So there is actually a similarity in simplicity between Pulpung style and between early Indian Swat and Kashmir. Understanding the different types of lotus petal seats for sculpture, and there's not that many. We're talking about 8, 10, 12 different types. Once you can identify these types, then you can generally easily identify the figure as to style, and then very quickly after that, then its region and what time period it was created in. Now, with the Pulpung style painting, there are other factors, because paintings are different than three-dimensional sculpture. But what's important is once you start comparing painting styles, again, the lotus can matter very much. There's a little bit more crossover and overlap with lotus seats, lotus flowers, the lotus flower seat in painting, but still the approach to studying it is the same. So I'll leave it there for now. You can press the like button, you can subscribe, and you can also join HAR on Patreon for exclusive videos, exclusive articles, and exclusive images.